Chasing profits is the fastest way to guarantee you lose money in trading. But I learned this lesson the hard way during a brutal 8-month period where I was trapped by the single most dangerous mistake in trading. A mistake that bled my account by 11%. A trap I now call the profit paradox. And in this video, I'm giving you the one simple tool you need to finally break that 1 step forward, 2 steps back cycle, so that you can stop being a stressed out profit chaser and become a calm, disciplined system operator. First, I'll show you why your goal is your biggest enemy. Then, I'll give you my execution scorecard to replace it. And finally, I'll show you how this is the same principle professional pilots use to avoid disaster. Every struggling trader I've ever met, including my past self, shares one single goal: making a profit. But what if I told you that that very goal is the reason you are still stuck in that painful cycle of 1 step forward, 2 steps back? Instead of just telling you, let me show you the scar tissue from my own trading account. This was my account for 8 brutal months. A slow, painful bleed. And my mistake? I was living in a different time zone and started reading rules by trading at midnight, desperate to catch that market open. I was exhausted, my judgment was clouded, and I was completely focused on the profit. And the result? I watched my account slowly bleed out, ending in an 11% loss with a dismal 20% win rate. Every single day, I felt that pain in my stomach that you probably know all too well. That feeling of putting in all the effort but still going backwards in your trading. But the late night trading was not the real problem. The real problem was my goal. It forced me into a terrible process because my focus was completely in the wrong place. When your only measure of success is making money, every single tick the market makes triggers an emotion. When it moves against you, you feel fear. When it moves for you, you feel greed. And those two emotions are what make you break your rules. They make you cut your winner short, move your stop on a loser, and jump back in for a stupid revenge trade. This is what I call the profit paradox. Your continued focus on an outcome that you can't control, the profit, forces you into emotional actions that destroy the one thing you can control, your process. But what's the alternative? You have to fire yourself as a profit chaser and give yourself a new job title: systems operator. Your only job from now on is not to find winning trades. Your job is to execute your trading plan with 0 mistakes. This is the identity shift. This is how you get off that painful hamster wheel. This is how you remove that pain in your stomach when you look at your trading account. Because your success is no longer tied to the unpredictable profit and loss, it is tied to your own disciplined actions. You stop being a hopeful gambler and you start becoming a consistent trader. Once you truly accept that your process is the only thing that matters, that leads to a critical question. How do you even know if you are executing your process correctly? Because even if you think you know what's wrong, it's easy to miss your biggest blind spot. This free 3-minute quiz I built is not a magic wand. It won't just show you what your number 1 critical error is. It will give you the clarity to understand why it keeps happening. Click the link in the description to get your diagnosis in just 3 minutes. You might find the real reason you are losing money is the one you least expect. So, how do you know if you are executing your process correctly? To answer that, we have to ask a stranger question. What if a winning trade could be the most dangerous thing for your account? And what if a losing trade was actually a massive step forward? Let me explain you the principle that applies to any high-stakes job, from surgery to flying a plane. It's like this. Imagine 2 pilots. One pilot ignores pre-flight checks, takes a risky shortcut through a storm, but gets lucky and lands safely. He gets fired. But the other pilot follows everything in their checklist perfectly. But due to unforeseen weather, has to divert. The result is that he gets praised for his professionalism. But why? Because the airline knows that a repeatable, safe process is what guarantees success long-term, not a single lucky outcome. That profitable trade you took by breaking your rules, chasing a tip, or getting in on pure FOMO, that was you being like the reckless pilot who got lucky. It feels good for a moment, but it reinforces a terrible habit that will eventually lead to disaster. Just like that airline, you have to start judging yourself based on your process, not on the lucky outcome. And that brings us to the professional's definition of a good trade. And it's simple. A good trade is any trade, win or lose, where you followed your written plan with 100% perfect execution. And a bad trade is any trade where you broke your rules, even if you got lucky and it made money. But why? Because that lucky win is the most dangerous drug in trading. It gives you a little hit of dopamine that teaches your brain, see, ignoring the plan works. And that addiction is what leads directly to ruin. But a perfectly executed loss, that is a strategic win. It proves you have the discipline to stick to your plan even when it is hard. It proves you are building the discipline muscle. And that muscle is the only thing that creates a real long-term edge in the markets. You stop being a stressed out profit and loss watcher and you become a professional evaluator of your own performance. So from now on, you judge the process, not the profit. But that raises the most important question of all. How specifically do you measure your execution on every single trade? If we can't use profit and loss to measure your success, we need a new scorecard. In this final section, I'm going to give you the exact tool I personally use to grade every single one of my trades. It's a brutally simple 3-question checklist I call the binary execution audit. This is how you finally take back control. Instead of waking up and asking, did I win or lose money? You will now ask a much more powerful question. Did I follow my plan perfectly? This is the cooperating principle of every high-stakes professional who deals with chaos for a living. A pilot doesn't hope for a safe landing. He has a checklist, and he follows it flawlessly to create a safe landing. He obsesses over his process because he knows it's the only thing that gives him control. Your new goal, your only goal, is to hit 100% execution score on every trade. And here's where the magic happens. When you focus on getting a perfect score, that pain in your stomach about the money, it just vanishes. A losing trade with 100% score is a success. You did your job perfectly. But a winning trade with a 60% execution score is a failure. You got lucky, and now you have a clear and emotional signal that you need to fix your process. This entire system is built on 3 simple yes or no questions. And the third question is the one almost every single struggling trader gets wrong, and it makes all the difference. So here are the questions. Open a notebook, a spreadsheet, whatever you use. And for every single trade you take from now on, you will answer these 3 yes or no questions. It's a binary audit. No gray areas, no almosts. Question 1. Was my entry 100% valid according to my written trading plan? Yes or no? This forces you to trade your edge, not your impulses. Question 2. Was my risk calculated and my stop loss placed exactly according to my plan? Yes or no? This ensures your capital is always protected. And question 3, this is the one that really counts. Did I let the trade play out without messing with it? Yes or no? This means you didn't nudge your stop loss down out of fear. You didn't snatch your profits early out of greed. You let your plan do the work. This single question proves whether you conquered your emotions on this trade. Your score is the percentage of yes answers. 3 out of 3 is 100%. Your only job Your entire focus as a trader is to get 100% score. This is the tool that breaks the cycle. Do this for your next 30 trades and I promise you, it will fundamentally transform your relationship with the market. The anxiety will disappear and the frustration will fade. And you finally have tangible proof that you are developing real professional trading skill. Now that you have the execution scorecard to measure your performance, the next step is making sure you get 100% score every single time. But most traders fail on question 3, the emotional part, because they don't have a system for their mind. They know the rules, but they can't follow them when the pressure is on. So check out this video next, where I give you the 3 simple, practical steps I personally used to master trading discipline, so that you can finally start trading with clarity, confidence, and control. See you in that video.